The Merseyside derby has just ended. What a cracker. That Liverpool defense, I must say, if nothing is done about it, this might be their Achilles heels. Yes, Liverpool look like the real deal. They have the team, but you could see that the only person that makes solid defensive tackles in that defensive line and doesn't slip off is Konate. There has to be a change in the course of the season, probably in the January transfer. I think Arne Slot needs to look into this, and the Liverpool board. Liverpool can't go for a title charge with this kind of defensive frailties. It is balderdash. It is out of it. They need to do something about it. It is really affecting their performances. They could meet a big team, and you can't be losing two goal leads against teams. You can't do that against a Man City or a Chelsea or even a Manchester United and an Arsenal. Liverpool held their own, but at times they showed a lot of resistance in the match. You could see that they relaxed once in a while and allowed Everton to take charge. I don't know, maybe it's what Slot told them to do. Looking at when Jurgen Klopp was at the helms of affairs at Liverpool, you could see that Liverpool had more intensity, but it seems that the way Liverpool are set up now is that they try to sit back, then you come at them, and then they pick up momentum, and when they get the ball, they push at you. Kekes, on the other hand, lost his man a lot of times at the back. Offensively, it was good, but he didn't make a lot of incursions into the final third. And Grealish really had a go at him. I don't know why that was. Probably he was not at his best today. I must give it to Gravenberch, and he really held it down in the midfield. And talking about Salah, what a pass to Gravenberch! What a wonderful goal! It was a marvelous goal. And Ekitike, what more can I say about Ekitike? Fantastic striker, has shown the reason why Liverpool broke the bank to get him. He has really paid his dues for Liverpool. Liverpool always scraping their wins, not convincing wins, but anyway, that's the hallmark of champions. They always find a way to hedge it out, and they fought hard, they dug deep. In the first half, Everton didn't really make any incursions into the Liverpool end of the field. Van Dijk and Konate held their own at the back, and you could see that Liverpool gradually dictating the pace, slowed down the game, not reminiscent of what the Liverpool side under Jurgen Klopp used to look like. They were much more aggressive upwards, but Liverpool tended to slow down a bit and then allow Everton to come into the game once in a while before they now make incursions. Second half, you could see that Grealish beat his man and Everton were almost back in the game. And thereon, they grew more confidently into the match, and they grew more into the match, and you could see that it was a more balanced game in the second half. Fantastic one, lived up to the billing of the Merseyside derby. Talking about the Liverpool defense, there needs to be a lot of correction done, because Liverpool cannot continue this way. I really do not know what is really wrong with that Liverpool defense. In about 3 or 4 matches back to back, they've lost 2-0 leads. Konate has only been the shining light in that defense. The defensive makeup of Liverpool has been poor, I must say. Konate has only been the shining light. Van Dijk loses focus most of the time, and balls get behind him and he loses track on his players. But the midfield covers quite well for the Liverpool defense, and you could say that because of the attack prowess of Liverpool, they always find a way to get back into games and win it. I don't think this would or this should continue. And Slot needs to do more, with that defense. Maybe he needs to get a defender in the January transfer to pair up with Konate and Van Dijk. Van Dijk needs to rest a little. He's been spent, I must confess. Ekitike has been very, very fantastic since arrival at Anfield, and is giving the fans what they should expect. A good one for Liverpool. I think with the Champions League and other cup tie games coming up, they would get into their rhythm as the game goes. Liverpool on the break are very, very fantastic. You could see that in the midfield, once Liverpool gets the ball, especially Gravenberch, solid, gets the ball, passes it to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai makes those incursions, and you could see Salah running on the right-hand side. You could see Ekitike making those fast runs, and you could see that their attack, they are always on point. Anytime Liverpool, and you could see that the first 2 goals were their first 2 shots on target, which really, really shows the excellence in that Liverpool attack. Liverpool solid when attacking, and you must give it to them. They are really showing that they are worthy champions. And Everton came into the game. I think they came in with I wouldn't know whether it's the Anfield atmosphere that got Everton shaky. They came into the first half looking bemused, and they could hardly spring 1 or 2 passes together. Probably the atmosphere and the way Liverpool set up caught them off guard, and they were the only person that really showed something. The only shining light for Everton in the first half was Grealish on the left hand side of attack, and in the middle where Beto was. But the 2 central defenders in the persons of Van Dijk and Konate held their own perfectly. Where my fear for Liverpool is, aside the Premier League, is how far they could go in the Champions League, because you can't go into the Champions League with this kind of defensive frailties. They will find you out. You can't meet a PSG or a Barcelona or a Bayern Munich. They will tear that defense to shreds. I think the midfield and the attack, superb, but the defense needs to be worked on. When you look at the match holistically, in the first half, it was a one-sided game, obviously, and Liverpool ran away with it. 2-goal lead in the first half, no problems for Liverpool. You could see that Konate and Van Dijk calmed the game from the back, and they built from the back and took it lightly. And in the second half, you could see that in the first few minutes, Grealish, I could see Moyes saying 1 or 2 things to Grealish, and it was much after that the goal came. He probably told him to have a go at Kekes, and he really paid off. And you could see that cross, he beat his man, crosses, and there was much more balance in that midfield. Ghana came more into the match. Beto gave his Mikolenko. They all did well. Everton realized that it was the Merseyside derby, and they came in. I don't know what Moyes must have told them at halftime, but I'm very, very sure he told them that going to that match, you could see that they relax once in a while, and you could just get your go at it. I'm sure if Everton were much more attack-minded and were bold enough, they could have gotten something out of this match, even at least a draw. But overall, it lived up to the billing as the derby, as the Merseyside derby. Fantastic one.